Hello and welcome to this week's Neumann Update. I'm Alexis Lomax. With former President Trump's second impeachment trial deemed to start Tuesday, House impeachment managers requested that Donald Trump testify. Lead impeachment manager Representative Jamie Raskin sent a letter to Trump's attorney Thursday requesting that Trump testify before or during the upcoming impeachment trial, arguing that his testimony was needed after he disputed the House's allegations that he incited the insurrection at the Capitol. The move was made in hopes that it would get the former president on record about his conduct surrounding the January 6th riots at the Capitol. However pleasant the plan may have been, Trump's legal team quickly responded by rejecting the invitation in a 3-paragraph letter saying the request was a sign the House could not prove its allegations against Trump. Written by Trump's attorney Bruce Castor and David Schoen, quote, "The use of our Constitution to bring a purported impeachment proceeding is too serious to try to play these games." Trump's advisor Jason Miller confirmed that Trump was rejecting the request, telling the public, quote, "The president will not testify in an unconstitutional proceeding." The quick rejection from former President Trump now puts the decision back onto the Democrats over whether to try to compel Trump's testimony with a subpoena. While the original letter did not mention if Trump would be subpoenaed to testify in trial, Raskin suggested that impeachment managers use his refusal against him, writing, quote, "We reserve any and all rights, including the right to establish at trial that your refusal to testify supports a strong adverse inference regarding your actions." It also remains unknown if the House managers would seek witnesses for Trump's second impeachment trial, as senators in both parties have been urging for a speedy trial so that they can move on and work on President Biden's agenda. Amazon's founder Jeff Bezos formally announced his decision this week to step down as chief executive. Bezos originally created Amazon in his garage to be an online bookstore. 27 years later, Amazon now sells nearly everything, and the $1.7 trillion company has become one of the world's biggest entertainment platforms with Audible, Twitch, Amazon Music, and Amazon Video. In a letter to his employees, Bezos explained why he's stepping down, to which he said, "Being the CEO of Amazon is a deep responsibility, and it's consuming. When you have all these responsibilities like such, it's hard to put the attention on anything else." Bezos explains that he plans to remain involved as an executive chair and will be replaced by CEO Andy Jassy, who has worked for Amazon since 1997 and now runs its cloud computing business. Now let's check in for Rhea with a sports update.
Eagles general manager Howie Roseman loves to make trades and will almost always listen to offers. However, it's safe to say he probably wouldn't have taken calls about quarterback Carson Wentz's availability a year ago. According to a report released by NFL Network on Thursday, Wentz has not requested a trade from the Eagles. However, Howie Roseman has been fielding calls from interested teams. According to the story, simply firing Doug Peterson was not enough to quell all of Wentz's concerns about the franchise, and indicated that Wentz's relationship with the Eagles has been strained over the past year. The Eagles are a little more than a month away from the first significant date in the offseason, and although they could certainly trade Wentz after paying him his $10 million bonus that he is due on March 19th, there would certainly be valuable for the club if they made the decision of his future earlier than later, using the money to benefit the team elsewhere. The Philadelphia Phillies payroll for 2021 is now pushing $199 million. Just over the past week, newly hired Dave Dombrowski and general manager Sam Flood have addressed the team's internal shortage of starting pitching depth, with the signings of pitchers Ivan Nova and Brian Mitchell to minor league deals, and more notably with the signings of veterans Matt Moore and Chase Anderson to major league deals. For a total of $7 million, the Phils cashed out on adding innings to the back half of a rotation that will need more than ever as the game gets back to something closer to normal in the 2021 season. Another Herculean effort from Joel Embiid was just not enough for the Sixers to pull off a win, going back-to-back with the Blazers Thursday night. With the loss of Ben Simmons earlier in pregame due to left calf tightness, the Sixers went with a starting five of Curry, Furkan Korkmaz, Danny Green, Tobias Harris, and Embiid. Embiid ended up with 37 points on 14 for 21 from the field, 9 of 9 from the line, and might as well have been the Sixers' only saving grace. Joel Embiid tied the franchise record for most points in a quarter with 25 in the second, yet the Sixers did not lead by more than a point at any time after the first 4 minutes of the game. Up next, the Sixers return to home court, taking on the Nets this Saturday before going on a week-long West Coast road trip. It's obviously a little frustrating not getting that win. Well, I think just about every Flyers fan can agree with that claim coming from the captain, Claude Giroux, who played his 900th game against the Boston Bruins Wednesday night. The Flyers blew the lead in the last 14 seconds of the third period, allowing the Bruins to hang on only to win the game against the shorthanded orange and black squad in overtime. It was a penalty-ridden collapse after Scott Lawton committed an interference with just 8 minutes remaining in the third. Following this brutal loss ahead, Coach Alain Vigneault said, "You've got no time to feel sorry for yourself. We got to get right back to it." And the Flyers will look to do just that as they will make an effort to snag a win back from the Boston Bruins tonight on home ice at 6 p.m. Now let's take it over to James to see what he has in store this week on Shock Factor.
Thanks, Ria. Well, this might look like an average family home, but it is far from ordinary. This home is the largest and first 3D printed home in the U.S. that is up for sale in Long Island, New York. It is made from a company which focuses on building high-quality houses with an autonomous robotic 3D construction system. It took about 24 hours for these robots to build the foundations of this home, which has cut construction times and saved energy. Take a look. Soon this technology will be able to eliminate expensive materials, making 3D printed homes much less expensive than standard materials by at least 30%. 3D printed homes are also less sustainable to fire than traditional homes. The Hardy home features 1,400 square feet of studious living space, 3 bedrooms, and 2 full bathrooms with an open floor plan. For peace of mind, the home has a 50-year limited warranty with the company for any damage to the structure. Stephen King, the realtor assigned to the home, says that the $300,000 price tag is actually 50% cheaper than the homes in the surrounding area. He says that 3D printing is a major step in addressing the affordable housing crisis in Long Island, New York. This isn't the first time that 3D printing has changed the way we see the world around us. Just last year, researchers and medical personnel 3D printed a miniature heart using a patient's fatty cells. While the heart is too tiny to replace a life-size heart, researchers saw the life-changing potential in 3D printing. A study found that you can make at least 1,000% return on investment in 10 years if you get a printer. So if you missed out on that GameStop stock, this might just be the next best thing. Well, it's the question everybody's been wondering about this week. Who will win the Super Bowl this year? Will the winner of this year's game be the Chiefs, the Bucks, or the commercials? Nick, a rescue bottlenose dolphin in Miami, Florida, might just have the answer for you. He made his prediction yesterday morning, and he's a professional at it. In fact, he's made the correct prediction for the last 6 major sporting events: the College Football National Championship, the Outback Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, the Rose Bowl, last year's NBA Finals, and Super Bowl 54. This is his prediction for this year's Super Bowl. Take a look.
All selection. Nicholas is heading on over, and let's see who he chooses. All right, Nicholas has made his choice, and it looks like Nicholas is predicting the Kansas City Chiefs to win the big game this year.
Well, Nick, I hope your prediction's right again. Patrick Mahomes and the entire Kansas City Chiefs organization are hoping that you're right as well. Well, how will Apple be competing with Tesla in the future? Here's the story, only on Tech Talk. Well, watch out, Elon Musk. Apple is at the final stages of a deal with Hyundai Kia to build an Apple-branded autonomous electric vehicle at a Kia plant in Georgia. The quote-unquote Apple car is tentatively scheduled to be in production by 2024, though that date could be pushed back as it gets closer. Apple is hoping to tap into the smart car sector with a mobility market of $10 trillion. This means that Apple would only need a 2% share in the market for it to be the size of their iPhone business. The first production will be self-driving and it won't have a driver in them. Initially, the cars will be supposedly used for tasks such as food delivery and robo-taxis. Now let's head over to our very own Ria with the latest weather forecast.
Well, thank you, James. And guess what? We're in store for some more snow this week as the brisk cold sticks around in the forecast. However, we won't be seeing much precipitation through the weekend up until Sunday, where we may be welcoming a coating of 1 to 3 inches. After seeing some rain earlier today, skies are looking to clear up into tomorrow with a high of 42. The snow is not done with us just yet. Sunday comes with a 70% chance of precipitation and a high of 37. Monday gets much chillier with the high only reaching 30 degrees. Tuesday, the precipitation comes back with a wintry mix and 44 degrees. Wednesday comes even colder, but the sun returns complemented by clear skies and a high of 33. Now let's kick it back over to Lexi.
Thanks, Ria. That's all we have for this week's update. I'm Alexis Lomax. Have a great weekend.